Hi, Soul Family. How are you? Welcome to this month's video news. Our topic today is climate activism. Now, I know it's maybe not your favorite topic and it often can feel super heavy, but I'm here to let you know that I feel this is a very important topic and it won't be heavy. In fact, it'll be hopeful. So that is my goal for this short little video news Dharma talk. So first off, I just want to say I would love to hear back from you and let me know what you are experiencing and feeling when we look at our current planetary state, right? Our planetary crisis that we're in. That includes the social justice crises we're facing, the human crisis with people and our mental health, and also our planetary crisis. So, which includes climate change and the climate crisis. So, I really want to be clear that this is a hopeful message because I think in times when you start to kind of tune into what is going on in the state of our world, or you sit down and watch the news, it's really easy to feel despair or anger or grief or just to numb out considering how much is going wrong in our world today. But I want you to know that there's been a few steps that I've taken in my journey that have led to some of the greatest discoveries within myself. And that's a true story. Like my entire pivot in the work I'm doing is literally from listening and kind of processing what's happening with the state of our world today. Almost everything I do comes from something that I hear or learn about or understand. All of the events are inspired by some way in which I can see that yoga could be an amazing tool of healing for that particular thing, right? So the climate crisis is no different. I know when I first started kind of opening my eyes to this, I mean, I'd always been an activist forever, but to the climate crisis, that was in like 2017. And even in that, I was mad and I was feeling despair and like it's just not going to happen. And then as I continued to learn and join other movements, join other organizations, meet other people who were sharing in concern for the way in which the planet is going, and knew that they felt some sort of call to do something. Maybe they don't know what, but they knew they needed to talk about it. And so they joined groups like I joined. And when I met people who were feeling what I was feeling, who were experiencing similar emotions, or even just the lack of knowing what to do about it, I knew that I wasn't alone. And I got to experience that firsthand. Like, I'm not alone in this, which was an incredible gift for me, because when I was learning about how bad it is, and how many species were going extinct every 24 hours, or the likelihood of us actually, being able to make any changes, it was doom and gloom, to be honest, to say the least. And that doom and gloom became despair for me, and almost led into a state of depression. And I didn't want to look anymore. I didn't want to look at the statistics. I didn't want to see them. And I was outraged. So I was growing more in depression and simultaneously more outraged and angry at world leaders for kind of like appearing to turn a blind eye, basically appearing to like say, okay, I don't see it. And that's that. But the truth of the fact is that there is this beautiful emergence of hope and healing that is like springing up everywhere around the world. And it makes me so incredibly joyful that I want to share it with you. So when I joined these organizations like Eco Psychology Initiative, Drawdown, Pachamama Alliance, these organizations help me to process and go through what it is that I'm experiencing so that I can understand it and know my role. One of the first things that we learned in Pachamama Alliance was that there's 4 levels that we can take action. And the quickest way to get out of despair or anger and rage is to take a positive action. So, not only do you have to learn some of these actions, I mean, a lot of them you probably already know. I knew a lot of them just from, seeing it on social media or hearing it in the news or whatever. But one of them is to take action. And so there's 4 levels that you can take action. You can take action first on an individual level. Second, you can take an action on more of your friends and family. So maybe they notice like you're composting or you're starting to reduce your single-use paper as well. They may ask questions and then you can share with them, why you're doing it or why you have an electric vehicle or whatever the case may be. And the third level is your town or your community. So it's your local region where you can really have an impact. Often when I'm doing things like water protection or, volunteering for organizations like the Woodstock Land Conservancy or the Bluestone Mountain Forest, and I join these organizations as a way to meet other like-minded people who also care about the planet and have a love of nature. But I'm also doing something, right? I'm educating myself and I'm taking an action that will have a lasting imprint on the way I choose to live. And then the fourth is that federal government level. And this is working on policy and trying to kind of push our institutions and our government leaders to be more proactive towards taking their own actions for climate resiliency and for regeneration of our planet. And just like what happened in Ohio with the trains, we see that lack of humanity, of know-how of how to respond. It's a horrible tragedy, but it's a tragedy only due to man-made poisons, and chemicals. And so again, it's like we can't use that same awareness to solve our problems. So we have to think with fresh eyes and with an open heart and figure out innovative ways that each of us can be a part of the solution. And so when we take an action, whether that action is individual or family and friends, in our local community or in the federal government, when we take action, we can feel hope. We can feel inspired, right? And I just want to share this little quote I found. Because actions, what they do is they actually give us a sense of direction in our life. They give us a sense of purpose. We don't exist as like a number in the corporate ladder anymore, like just doing a job as a cog in the wheel. When we feel like we have purpose in our life, no matter how that purpose comes to us, right? Whether it manifests as a full-time job or it manifests as an action we take once a week. But when we live with a sense of purpose is when we connect to the essence of our soul. It's when we can feel inspired and we can feel alive, right? We feel alive. So I found this quote and I just thought it was really beautiful. A sense of direction is essential in feeling alive, in being in service, giving to others, receiving. All of this inspires us, and we live lighter with a sense of ease. Isn't that delightful? To know that a simple action you take, whether it's unplugging your router at night, composting your food, not eating out every single night, but cooking a meal at home, even eating a plant-based meal once a week is so incredibly important. But what is more important is you finding the area in which you want to be in service. So finding what inspires you. Are you into electric cars and alternative energy sources? Are you into food and the food system, where you want to work with gardening and community gardens and learning how to garden yourself? Whatever it is, or water protection, whatever it is, let that inherent interest that you have guide you to action. And if you don't know how to take action, I highly, highly recommend you get out in your community and join these missions, join these visions, these common goals, join an initiative, you know? It could be one workshop you take on mushroom foraging or something, and you meet a bunch of people and you start having conversations, and then you realize, wait, I'm not alone, and you're meeting like-minded people. So what is important for us to remember is that this healing of the people and planet is going to happen on a grassroots level. It's going to happen with each one of us adjusting our lifestyle in our capacities in order to make that little change be a big change over the scale of all people on the planet. We don't all need to be doing the same thing, and we don't all need to be doing it 100% perfectly, right? But if a few of us, well, if most of us found the areas that we're passionate about and chose to make lifestyle changes in that direction to serve that benefit and that need in the world, then we reduce the greed and we reduce the energy of extraction and consumption, and we move into reparation and regeneration and renewal, really. And so those actions is what gives you that hopeful ability to know that it's all okay, you know, and that each of us doing our own little parts is what will make a difference, because we don't want to extract everything now. We need to leave some of these resources for our children and our children's children and our children's children, because their future, as you know, is in our hands. And the hands that are holding that future right now aren't thinking for the long term. They aren't thinking necessarily, well, their actions show that they're not thinking long term, and that they're not thinking for the future of 7 generations forward, right? So it's going to be a grassroots movement of people rising up and making our own choices and really living a life that we want to live. Even in all of the things I read in the statistics and the sadness and sorrow that's there, I still can find this very beautiful place of peace and hope and love. And when we can focus on the positive and cultivate the positive, just like in our regular thought world, this is the place that collective consciousness gets fed with optimism, ingenuity, innovation, healing energy, really. And it comes from that shift of each individual working towards that collective shift in consciousness. Okay? So you do matter. You may think your action or lack of action doesn't matter, but let me tell you, it absolutely matters to the whole, because you matter to the whole. And because of that, how you act also matters to the whole. Okay? So please let me know what you're experiencing. Let me know if you would like me to teach more about this topic and share tips and tricks and things that I do in my life that help me to find that greater sense of peace and ease. And I'll be happy to share that stuff with you. And let me know what you're experiencing too, because I think the more that we can come together and have these type of dialogues, the better our world's going to be. The more that the world will benefit from us coming together in collaboration and in solidarity. Okay, so that is our March news. That was take 2. I feel like my first one was better, but it recorded with no sound. So I had to do this one again off the cuff, and hopefully you enjoyed it and you felt inspired. And I just want to conclude to let you know about 2 upcoming events that are near and dear to my heart. The first one is this Tuesday is our full moon Sangha circle. It's a free circle. Come, ASL interpreter provided, meet each other. If there was ever a full moon that had most positive vibes, it's this one of the entire year. That this is like a really powerful full moon to call in exactly what you want in your life as far as who you want to be. There's a lot of magical miracles in the energies of the planet this month. So March is a month of miracles. So be sure to do a ceremony. If you can't join us live on Zoom on Tuesday night, join a ceremony and do one yourself where you really call in the values that are important to you, because that's ultimately what we're going through is a values shift as a collective. And so may your values be rooted in love and light, and may they bring you all the peace that you deserve. And the second event that I want to highlight is the Baja Mexico retreat. I'm so excited about that. 7 nights and 8 days in Mexico on our private resort, private beach. We have miles of private beach. I was just there. It's stunning, and you're going to love it. Like, you literally walk a short distance and you're in the ocean. It is incredible, and it's private. Did I say that already? It's private. It's our own space. So I'm joining Ali Ubi from 815 Yoga in Rockford and Kara Sachs from, well, Elevate, but now it's just Kara Sachs. And so the 3 of us are coming together to facilitate a mindset reset retreat. So if you're looking for a vacation that is intentional and helps you to kind of process and understand yourself on a deeper level, and also just to give you time to like sit with yourself and learn a little bit and have fun and connect with like-minded people, dance a little bit, like literally just have fun and do yoga and learn, but like come back feeling 100% refreshed, please consider joining. It's $500 off if you register before April 1st, so that is coming up soon. So get in there, and if you have any questions at all about the Mexico retreat, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. It is going to be one magical retreat, and that is my only international retreat this year. I want you to know that I wish you all the best, all of the blessings. May love and light and abundance fill your heart, and may ease find its way in your daily schedule and in your life. Thank you so much for entrusting me with your spiritual journey and for walking with me. And I look forward to seeing you maybe on Tuesday night. Please come to the full moon ceremony. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you around the bend soon. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bye.